All right, let's actually see if this works. It says we're streaming.
Alright.
So, Ben Spangler Memorial and Ty's with me. So, give us a
Cool.
minute, guys. Let us get this shared around. Um,
There we go. I'll share it to the page.
all right. Hopefully, everyone can hear us. Let's see. Make sure you turn your volume down. Um, do we have any? Oh, okay. Hey, Chris. Sorry, guys. We had kind of had to set things up a little differently. Had a different plan, and then the plan didn't
Technical
work, so
difficulties.
we had to go a different way. Did you already share this?
Yeah, I'm getting
Oh, cool. Let's see. Try to get this up on my phone so I can see chat a little better. Because I'm old. Uh,
there. Alright, I got it posted on the page.
Sweet. We'll talk for a minute, Ty. What do you think? You think tomorrow's going to look like?
Tomorrow's gonna be brutal, guys. That's my prediction. I'm gonna say 87 and a half.
87 and a half.
No, 87 and a quarter. 87 and a quarter.
87 and a quarter?
No
About that?
90.
No
No
90.
90. I saw someone talking about how they thought it was gonna break 90. I don't think it's gonna break 90.
Okay.
I think we got some. I think we got a cold front blowing through like in like literally a few hours. So the wind will be whipping tomorrow. I think you said gusts to what, 30?
Gust to 29
Yeah, so stay out of the river channel for sure.
for sure.
Unless you're
Um,
brave, but
yeah,
that's stupid. Don't do
yeah. Please don't.
that. It's
Please don't
not
do
worth
anything too crazy.
it's not worth it.
All right. So, um, so captain's meeting and preview show. We were going to try to do this with opposite facing cameras, but it just didn't work out. So next time. So we're going to do this on the regular now.
Yes.
So looking forward to that. So let's get the captain's meeting kind of stuff out of the way before we go any further. You want to grab a catchboard?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about. I mean, obviously we've got the safety stuff to get out of the way first, which is you have to have your life jacket. Obviously, life jacket has to be on. You must have you must have a whistle, ideally connected to your life jacket. Um, if you're launching before it's light, you must have a 360-degree light. So those are the basic safety issues this year. Not this year. Sorry, so if you have a motor, you need to make sure you have navigational lights. I believe that's now a requirement by the state of Arkansas. We are doing catch boards only this year for measuring. But safety wise, guys, tomorrow they are predicting some high winds when we start. I think those winds are going to die off as we go. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. No predictions of any kind of precipitation tomorrow, so I think we're good there. I think we're going to have clear skies, and it's going to be a beautiful day, but it will be windy. So it's Dardanelle, so let's keep that in mind. Hey, what's up, Stevie? So I see Chris or Jacob Logan, Stevie, Jarrett. Um, I believe a horn's okay. It's just the things that are required are the whistle, um, and life jacket, and the 360-degree light. The navigational lights on motors, that's still an up in the air thing, but you will need to make sure if your boat is equipped with a motor that you are legal and uh, that you have your stickers on. So
Larry, I think is blowing out of the northwest in the morning, and I think it's going to shift throughout the day though.
yeah, it is going
So
to shift. It's going to shift eastward
yeah,
throughout the day. We looked at that just before we came on earlier, and the wind's going to shift halfway through the day. It's going to die down as it shifts. So in the morning, it's going to be cold and windy. So that's going to be the deal there. So let's talk about fish measuring. Ty's got the board.
there you go.
Need to make sure that
Catch
you,
boards only.
yeah. So either the metal X board, the old X board, um, or the carbonate. Uh, Make sure the fish is facing to your left. Make sure it's basically belly to belly with you if you're measuring in your lap. Um, Mouth all the way up against the board.
You need to say it.
Go ahead.
The important one. Keep the whole board in the pictures, guys. Please. You're gonna
Right.
kick yourself over.
I need to see
the
this whole
front of the
thing.
board.
So this whole front thing needs to be in the board. Don't clip it off your picture. One of the things I've noticed, and NSKA Northwest did this as well when I judged their tournament. Um, Instead of guys taking their photos over the board, it seems like more and more guys are starting to level out, take a picture over the board. So if you're taking a picture, you should be trying to get as much overhead as you can. But we're seeing a lot of guys starting to move down here, and that's clipping the board. That's just your board's not getting all in the picture. So or your bump's not getting all in the picture. So try to get as much of that in the board in the picture as you can. If the net's hanging over it a little bit, that's one thing, but I need to know that the whole bump's in the picture. So let's go with that. Yeah, the wind is going to be pretty, like I said, crazy in the morning. I think it's going to be blowing out of the north, and then, like I said, I think it's going to shift to the east. But other than that, let's see. We've got the picture taken. Oh, you guys are probably going to want this. Let's see here. That's what everybody came for.
Now you can all click off of it, but please don't.
Yeah, so guys, make sure you're familiar with the rules. I mean, I know we can't go over every rule here. Not a whole lot of those rules have changed, but do make sure you familiarize yourself if you are new with the rules in the NSKA. That's located in the file section on the Facebook page. So make sure you're there. So let's get to talking about tomorrow.
Let's get to it.
You said you think it's going to be on the struggle bus?
I think it's gonna be a struggle bus. I hope
Okay.
it is at least because I haven't got to go out there.
I've heard mixed things. I've actually heard that it's going to be good. I've heard that it's going to be tough. So
Yep.
hard to say either way. I think there's some people that are registered for the tournament that are going to be ready for it.
Yeah.
How
Talked to a few guys today that are feeling pretty
whether or not that translates out to
yeah.
translate that out after the cold front moves through.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit cold tonight, but I don't know. I think that's going to be enough to knock him in the head, or
It might. I think if anything, if you don't have a limit in the morning, don't get discouraged because the weather is going to be changing hard all day long. So
indeed.
don't let it get in your head because it's gonna be changing all day.
Yes, and guys, Chris makes a good point. Make sure everyone signs their waivers are signed. That is, go on the NSKA Facebook page, and there is a link to fill your waiver out. It's different for this year. We usually have to have a physical copy signed. Now it's a link that has to be done. So I would think if it's going to be tough, my strategy if I was fishing the tournament would be, I think we talked about this earlier, I'd be throwing a wacky rig on, and I'd be going and getting 5 fish, and I wouldn't take the wacky rig out of my hand until I had 5 in the boat. I don't
Yeah,
care if it's
I'll
5, 10.
agree.
I don't care if it's 5, 10 inch fish.
I'll agree. I think a limit will be important tomorrow. I know y'all know I'll be throwing a shaky head. I'm not gonna sugarcoat
Yeah.
it. That's what I'll start out with tomorrow.
Uh,
Yeah,
um, I think once again, if it were me, I think I would be early morning trying to find laydowns, trying to find anything that I could throw a shaky head at.
yep,
Or not shaky head, a wacky rig. You said shaky
or
head,
shaky.
but the shaky head works too. Uh, but it'll definitely be interesting. But I think as the day progresses, because we're going to have full sun
Yeah,
all day, and it's gonna
it's gonna
it's gonna
heat
warm
that
up. It'll
water.
be almost 20-degree difference
Yeah,
between start and our high for the day. But I think I would be finding some riprap.
yeah. I'll agree with that. I got a few spots that I'll hit tomorrow. That's definitely got some riprap on it. I won't go too much into detail on that, but
Well, like I said, I would be very tempted to throw um, top water
I was just about to say, don't be
right next
scared to
to
throw a
riprap.
top water
You
tomorrow.
know, I would be throwing a buzz bait, and I know Larry
Yep.
will be throwing a buzz bait, but I'd be
Yeah.
throwing a buzz bait. I might be tempted to throw a white spinner bait right along the edge of some riprap.
Rizzolo Dardanelle special.
Yep,
Uh,
be throwing that thing like crazy.
Bushwhacker. That's all I'll say.
Throwing a
Throw a
bushwhacker.
bushwhacker.
Um, And now I heard there was a little bit of juice thrown out there
Oh
today,
yeah.
not by a kayaker, but by a boater, that said if you've got a fighting frog, you might have a fighting chance. So
And if you don't know what that is, it's just a little flipping bug.
this is a
But
little flipping bait by I think it's
big bite.
big bite,
Big bite baits.
big
Yeah.
bite baits, the Dean Rojas fighting frog. That was what somebody said that fishes from a big boat has been on Dardanelle this week, and he wouldn't give up where it was working, but he said it was working. And like Larry said, buzzbait's hot. I think buzzbait near riprap tomorrow once the temperature comes up a little bit, that sun's been out cooking those rocks.
Yep.
There's gonna be
Yeah.
something there.
I think it's gonna heat up as the day goes on
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, for sure. Um, 64-degree water temps, what I heard.
That's what I heard. But I heard there's some areas that's still in the 50s. So
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just gonna be whatever you find is what you find.
You could go smallmouth chasing.
Is there smallmouth in Dardanelle?
Yeah.
I saw it was a
Up the
thing
Illinois
on.
up the Illinois Bayou.
Y'all know I like smallmouth.
I mean, it might be hard to find one. I mean, I'm not saying I would target that, but
I think I'll save that for Greers.
if you knew where there were some smallmouth,
I don't.
that might be all right.
I don't.
But I've heard everything from Shoal Bay. Um, I know some of the River Valley guys that are they're going to be closer to I'm sure they're going to be closer to the other dam
Yeah.
than up top.
I've heard, I think just this week, I worked at the shop 2 days this week, and I've heard almost every launch ramp that
Yeah.
they're catching fish. So
So,
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be a slugfest, but I think this weather is going to slow them down just a little bit.
yeah, I mean, but they got to eat.
They got to eat. That's
So-
right, and they're trying to get fat right now. So I would not be scared to upsize stuff either.
Yeah, I don't.
Once
think
you have your limit, don't do that until you got your limit though. Just throw your wacky rig like James said.
Like I said, I would. If it were me, I'd be throwing a wacky rig until I had 5 fish in the boat. If it was close. Now, I mean, eventually I would have to put a jackhammer in my hand. I'd have to find some grass, and I'd have
Or
to
a
put.
primo.
Or, yeah, yeah,
Can't say it.
yeah.
Larry said that's 58 and 64 is the low and high on the water.
Some is 64 and 58. So, yeah, I mean, it's almost that time. I
Yeah,
mean, that's,
there's gonna
that water
be-
temperature's
yeah.
getting right.
You're going to be
So-
able to target any phase of the spawn I think you
Right.
want to tomorrow.
But that's the beautiful thing about Dardanelle.
Yeah.
Dardanelle's got everything you'd want. You want
Yeah.
laydowns, it's got laydowns. You want shallow, deep.
Yeah.
You want bluff walls.
It's got it.
It's got it all. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely Eric
Eric.
Morris. Jack. I there's a new chatterbait in the shop that I'm dying to try. It's the tungsten thunder cricket, and
Tungsten thunder
I've
cricket.
got one of every color, but they make it in a couple of colors that work really well in plastics around here, like Falcon Lake Craw and Blue Craw, which is
Yeah,
two of my favorite colors. So
absolutely.
I'm interested to get out there and try those. But I think tomorrow, having, you're going to have a lot in your repertoire, but
Yeah,
you definitely, I would encourage everybody, fish to your strengths tomorrow. Don't try anything
yeah.
new. Do not try anything new. Jacob Logan, go big.
Go big. I agree. Come get a
um,
trace and throw it all day.
yeah,
Well, I guess you can't
grab a
if you
big,
want it tomorrow.
grab a
Can't
big
canoe.
swim bait and just throw it. But I mean, if you like grass, if you like, there could definitely be some stuff around grass tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Um, the strip pits will definitely have
Yeah,
something.
about how many people we have registered?
40 last time I checked.
I bet you 20 of those will be in the strip pits tomorrow. So y'all be nice to each other out there. Y'all probably see me out there eventually.
So, I mean, one of the things, guys, we got asked by a newer angler is, can you pick up and move during the tournament? The answer is yes, you can. I mean, if you're at Illinois Bayou, you pull up at Illinois Bayou and you see, 30 other anglers there, and you decide, this is not for me.
Yeah.
You could move. I mean,
Wait.
Shoal Bay is not out of the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heard
40
of that.
right now. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else jumps in, but definitely, I know. I talked to Garrett Morgan. Garrett Morgan says that he's not in for this one, but he did say that he was going to try to make the LinkedIn to just see everybody, have some barbecue, and you know,
That is barbecue, by the way, guys.
and fellowship with some guys. I think he's you know missing some of the local fare.
Also,
So,
shout out to Garrett. He got 11th at
yep.
the Bass Championship this
And
week.
that segues into something you said earlier about, making sure you don't give up. It's going to be a
Yeah,
tough day. You want to stay up till the end. Garrett,
prime
you know,
example.
prime example of what happened to him on day two. Day two at 2:11, Garrett's only got two fish, and he ended up filling out his limit
Yeah,
in the last 45 minutes of the tournament,
rallied back
and
and
he
got in the
rallied
money.
back and got 11th place.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're never out of it till you're out of it. I mean, until the bell goes off, you stay in it. So
Yep.
it's I know
Especially tomorrow, because
yeah,
it's
because
going to be warming up all day tomorrow.
it's going to be warming up all day tomorrow. But I think that once like you said, the bite may be super tough in the morning, and
Yeah. I'm honestly not stressing getting there right at put in time.
but I think it's all tell G to go home. Dude, G is at home. G is at home. He is.
I don't think you have to worry about him tomorrow.
He's definitely doing a softball game tomorrow for his daughter, is what I heard. Um, but once again, stay in it, because I mean, I think one of the things that you learn in these tournaments fairly quickly is, if you don't have a limit by 9 o'clock, don't
Don't
stress.
stress it.
If you don't have a limit by 10 o'clock, don't stress. Or you've got make sure you use your time efficiently and
Yeah.
cover your water, and if it's not working, move.
Yeah, there's a diversity of stuff to do out there.
There
So
definitely is,
do
but
not be afraid to move.
definitely, tomorrow's going to be one of those days where you fish what you know, not what you don't. So
Yeah, and do not try to catch other people's fish. We've talked
indeed,
about that a lot today.
indeed, that's definitely a thing that's been talked about in the shop. Shop's been really busy today, guys, and but we do want to shout out a couple of sponsors. Obviously, H24 Outdoors, we're here. Um, Brizalo Custom Lures, but the big one, Conway Corp, is putting $400 in the pot, and that is just being split amongst the regular payout, and we're paying 4 deep. So tomorrow's going to be a good payout. Stevenson Heat and Air is putting $200 into
Big bass.
the Big Bass pot, so that is going to make Big Bass rather nice tomorrow. So Big Bass first place, second place, third place, and we're going to pay to a fourth. So that's going to be very nice, very
Very
nice.
nice.
Somebody's gonna get into something. So
Yeah, I
stay.
talked to a guy today. Said he caught, was it a 21 and a 19? Or
Yeah.
20 and a 19?
20 and a 19.
So the big fish are biting.
What time can we be on the water? 30 minutes before lines in, which I think lines in. I did not.
Check real quick.
I think it's 7 o'clock is 7 o'clock is lines in, and we're at 6:30 on uh, launching. So
Yeah, 7 a.m. lines in, so launch
yeah,
at
6:30.
6:30 and end is 3:30.
Yep. So yep,
And
there it is.
no, lines out at 3.
Lines out at 3.
Last photo submission is at 3:30. Sorry.
Exactly. Lines out at 3. Last photo submission 3:30.
Yes.
Larry said he caught a 23. Hopefully he didn't catch it today. Hopefully he didn't burn that.
Well, Larry messaged me privately, and we'll talk about that. And,
But yeah, tomorrow, guys, just I think it's gonna be a good day. It may be a tough day, but it's one of those
Stick with
days
it.
that I think that if you can stick it out and you can get your
Yeah.
limit, I think you're gonna be pretty proud when you're sitting at the length end.
Yeah, I think 70 is going to be pretty solid for tomorrow. So do not fret if you have a small limit.
Yeah, for sure. Um, but I think that's if has anybody got any questions? Questions, comments, complaints, other than it's gonna be cold in the morning?
Layer up.
How many fish do you think I'm gonna have judged by, let's say, 10 o'clock?
By 10 o'clock, 40 guys, 60.
I think I'll have 60 fish judged by 10 o'clock. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm going to say 40.
40? All right.
40 fish.
That's probably a pretty good estimation. Yeah, I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty fair. Have 40.
How many limits you think we'll see posted tomorrow?
18 limits.
18 limits? I was going to say about 20.
So I think you're close. Half the field.
Yeah.
Half the field will probably get a limit.
Yeah,
If not more.
Dardanelle is just one of those weird lakes that some people will know it really well, and other people, like me, do not know it that well. Especially for this time of year. I've never fished it this time of year, so.
Yeah. What do you guys think? How many people limit tomorrow? So, got a little bit of a delay to where when we say something, it shows up in chat. But I definitely think we could definitely have. I think we could definitely have a solid 20. It'll be definitely I think it'll be tough, but then again, when 23, 20.
I'll have 10, 12 inches. Hey, I think you'll be sitting pretty good if you do.
20. I think, let me put it this way. If Eric has, by 10 o'clock, he has a limit, or by 8 a.m., he has a limit. If you got a limit at 8 a.m.,
you're going to be sitting pretty.
That's when it's time to go big. That's when
Especially
it's time to start
Eric,
throwing hammers.
because Eric will go big and Eric will succeed going big. So
Yeah. So I mean, then you can start throwing the hammers at that point. So once you've got your limit, you can start throwing the hammers. Yeah, well, some guys thinking there's going to be some limits. So maybe somebody knows something.
I'm catching them. Everybody's catching them.
I've definitely felt that before, for sure. But you never know. You never know. You could luck into them. I do know the guy that told me about the fighting frogs did say that worked only in a certain pocket. Ooh, Larry's saying he'll have that by 8:30.
I like the confidence.
I like the confidence. That's a lot of.
And they'll probably all be on a buzzbait too.
Larry, just take your time, taking photos of your fish, man. Make sure clear photos. Clear photos tomorrow, guys. Clear photos tomorrow.
First place payout.
First place. I don't know. Jerry, unfortunately or fortunately, since Matt's taken over a lot of that as far as the numbers game, that's kind of Matt's deal.
Seems
So
very. I like how he's asking about first
I
place.
know I like that.
So I feel like y'all need to watch out for Jerry tomorrow.
Um, it's hard to say with a 40-person field. That's a pretty high payout. So feel like first place is definitely gonna be north of 500. So because I'm not sure exactly what the split is with four, but
It'll be worth your time.
if you're in the money, you're gonna be in the money.
Yeah.
So you're definitely your gas and your
Yeah.
entry fee is going to be paid.
Yeah. You'll be
Oh,
fine.
Jerry sent. Dude, I'm loving the confidence, man.
Okay.
People who are chatting they're confident.
I like it.
I mean,
Maybe
God,
tomorrow is gonna. Maybe we're wrong. I haven't been
s-
on the lake, so I don't know.
somebody knows something I don't. But I have heard. I've heard from several boaters that have been in today that Dardanelle's still producing. So um, I'll send you the payout structure. Yeah, I know what I think I know what the percentages are, but Matt usually breaks all that down, so um, I'll I'll leave it to him. Anyway, guys, I think that's all. Unless anybody's got any questions or anything like that, this has been kind of fun. Next time we'll be a little bit more prepped and prepared for
Yeah.
this. We'll make sure that the electronics are working and everything. So.
Hopefully,
Uh,
have two cameras, one
Yeah,
on
we'll
each.
definitely have
So
two cameras. We got three right now, and only one of them's working. So there's that.
possibly.
I'm confident I'll be on the water,
So
possibly in it.
Jerry and Jacob. Hmm. All right. Well, y'all better go back it up tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
can,
I know Jerry Acock will.
yeah, I mean, I think Larry's pretty confident too. Larry's Larry's pretty comfortable on that. Dropped my board in the water today like I was showering if I could get back.
Yeah. Catch boards do
Man,
not float.
no, and if it's a metal one, it definitely goes very fast.
Yeah.
Um, these make great boat anchors. Um, just make sure it's leashed. Um, but I will say this, guys, on a totally unrelated note. Tomorrow is going to be one of those days where you do want to make sure your stuff is attached to your boat. So make sure you've
Yep.
got a leash on your catch board, a leash on your phone, uh, sometimes on your rods, because it'll be windy tomorrow, and that tends to blow you into stuff. So
Also, want to say if you have not been to Dardanelle before, the wind, it does not take much wind to get that place white capping.
yeah,
So be careful of the big bays and the main channel because I don't think the north one will be as big of a problem, but just be careful because it picks up really fast on
yeah,
Dardanelle and it'll get you in a sticky situation if you're not paying
yeah.
attention.
Just remember, we're fishing for we're fishing for money, but we're also fishing for fun, and it's in no way,
Absolutely.
shape, or form should you decide to go with the hero play and uh, you know,
Yes. If you have
you know,
second guesses about something,
right.
don't do
I
it.
said, like I said, let's have none of this. Hey, y'all, watch this stuff type
Yeah,
stuff.
no, we don't want a search party.
Yeah. Check in, check out feature must be used tomorrow. Uh, if you're in the river, watch your back. Yeah, no, yeah. I don't know if tomorrow's the day to be in the main river channel. That sounds like a
Sounds like
bad
a
day.
terrible idea.
Um, I don't know that that's the play tomorrow. I think being in coves and where the calmer water and it's protected by where you're in a little bit of protection from the wind is going to be the play tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Um,
Wear your life jacket.
yeah, well,
You're supposed to anyway, but just keep it on. And
yep,
if you go to the bathroom or something, put it right back on before you start casting.
yep. So you got to take your jacket off or anything like that. Ground your rods. Make sure you do that before anything else. Make sure you have your life jacket on tomorrow, guys. Like I said, that wind, Darty can be pretty churned up when the wind gets going, like Ty said. So make sure you've got your
Yeah. Um, Sportsmanship, we don't really have a problem with that, I don't think, in this
yep,
league, but you see an angler in need, help them out.
That's right. If you see an angler,
Help, especially I know we've got quite a bit of new guys
Yeah.
fishing this year, so y'all be nice and help them out as much as you can,
there you go.
because you were once a new guy too.
Indeed, indeed. All right, guys, we're going to call it there. If you need anything, give me a call or message me at the shop, and we'll go from there. Good luck, guys. Tight lines, and we'll see you on the water.